Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. Yes, you get a color and chat this week. I thought today we would color out of a Circulism Art Book. You know I love these books. This is by Eclipse Ajay Quinnell, and this one is Papilion, which is these beautiful butterflies. I did color a number of them in here already. So we'll just go on to the next one, which is this. Let me get out a sheet of cardstock before I forget. Ugh. Not prepared already. All right. Ooh, next one looks really pretty. Maybe we'll do that one. Nah, this one's a little easier to do on camera. All right, and I am going to be using my Art and Fly markers. These are a little bit newer for me. I did do a swatch video a while back of the different sets that I have. If I think of it, if I remember, I'll put a link down in the description below linking that video where I swatched these all out. I do really like these, and you can get refills for these. Another reason to like them. All right, so, ooh, that's right, I do have one color that I need to refill. Oh, and it's the yellow. Do we have number ones in here? I'll have to skip that if I do. No, we don't. Because over here it lists the colors, and it lists only the ones that you need. So it starts with number 2. So that worked out really good. So let's start coloring, and then we'll get into chatting. Yeah, let you know what I've all been up to. Let's just go ahead and start with the 6s. We'll start with the little antenna here. So that is dark orange YR23. All right. So, what has everybody been up to? 2 weeks worth. Oh my gosh. Life has just gotten crazy busy. I'm so sorry for not having anything up this past week. I've been kind of MIA. And yeah, I've even had a few of you email me or message me and ask if I was okay. Yeah, I'm fine. Just dandy. It's just, yeah, life got in the way. So, yeah, I apologize for no videos this past week. As you know, I try to have a video up for you guys every day. And that does happen most of the time. Once in a while, it's a little hard to do. Again, life just gets in the way. So, all right, what have I been up to the past few weeks? Well, between, a few things going on inside the house, we've had projects going on outside the house. Let's see. Before I get into that, do you remember when, or I think I talked about rhubarb, and I was cutting up rhubarb? Maybe I didn't talk about it. I had gotten a batch of rhubarb from a person that Bob knows. And so I sat outside by my patio table and I cut it all up. And then, when was it? Last Sunday, I made a bunch of rhubarb jam, freezer jam. Oh, it's so good. It did ask for, and this recipe was a little bit different than what I did last year. This one called for orange zest and some orange juice. And the orange juice wasn't too bad, but I don't really care for the orange zest in it. If I make rhubarb again next year, I'm going to leave that out. It just, I don't know. I don't like the different taste that it gave to it. I like just the plain rhubarb, I guess. But you don't know until you try it, right? But overall, the jam turned out good. So I have quite a few little freezer containers in my freezer now. One in the fridge, and I think I have, what, 4 or 5 in the freezer. And then I made Bob, he loves muffins. So I made him a batch of rhubarb muffins. Oh my gosh, those turned out scrumptious. I wish I would have put more of the rhubarb, the cut up rhubarb on the side so that I could have made another batch, but I took out I think it was 2 cups for the muffins, and then I just made all the rest into jam. I wish I would have kept out more to make another batch of muffins, because, oh, those turned out nummy. Let's do 5s. I see quite a few 5s in here. That is dark green. BG52. Where are you, 52? Here we are. Okay, so yeah, that was last Sunday. Yeah. With skipping a week, oh my gosh. It's going to be kind of confusing. Oh, I see 6s I missed. Oh, well. It'll be confusing as to, okay, this was this past week. This was the week before. Oh, my goodness. And then I must have been in the mood for making things. I've had a craving for homemade soft pretzels, you know, the giant pretzels with cheese sauce. Oh, I just love those. And they're hard to find in the store. There is one brand in Walmart, but I thought, no, I wanna try making my own. And so, yeah, finally I found a recipe that I liked, and it did call for an extra step, which not all the recipes require, but I'm glad I did it. And that is, before you bake them, after, you know, the bread has risen and you went through and you formed them all into the pretzel shapes. And I actually did pretty good in that. And you put your, before you put your sea salt on, then you put them in this bath, I guess you could call it, of water with baking soda in. And you bring that to a boil, and then you drop 1 or 2 at a time into this water for just like 30 seconds or so. And you scoop them back out, and it gives it more of that kind of chewy texture that pretzels are known for. And yeah, it turned out really good. And they say, you know, adding that one step just, you know, really enhances the texture of what you want from a pretzel. So yeah, they turned out so good. Added the sea salt on top. Next time I won't put quite so much sea salt on because that salt is very strong and large crystals, so you don't need much on. So I ended up brushing some off before I would eat one. But yeah, that was really good. Not good for the diet, but who's dieting? So yeah, made those. Got a bunch of fruit. cut it all up for fruit salad. Oh, that was good. That's my favorite. I'll take that as a dessert any day over pie or cake or anything like that. I love fruit salad. The best. Unfortunately, you know, our fruit is not in season yet. So the fruit at, you know, Walmart or your supermarkets around here anyhow, in the northern states, are not fresh. You know, they're not fresh from the... Our strawberries right now are in season. But when I made that fruit salad, they weren't. So they weren't the best because, you know, they pick them when they're white and green and then they kind of ripen in shipment. And they're just not... They're not the same as fresh. Nothing is as good as fresh, right? But yeah, our strawberries are finally in season. And Bob was going to go pick some for us. But his sister was going anyhow. And she so kindly picked us a flat of strawberries. So I have those in the fridge waiting to... I'm not sure what I'm doing with them. I am going to make some muffins. Strawberry muffins. I would like to maybe add a little bit of the rhubarb jam in there too. Have some strawberry rhubarb muffins. Doesn't that sound good? Making me hungry. Golly, I always talk about food. Not too hungry now because I recorded a bunch of videos before supper and all my stuff was starting to die. My phone was getting low, my iPad was getting low, my mics were getting low on power. So I thought, well, I'm going to stop, plug everything in, go and make supper. And so now I am recording after supper. I just have everything to edit and upload and all that stuff tonight yet. So I am hoping to get this color and chat up for you guys yet tonight. Seeing as how I didn't have one up for you last Sunday. So, what else have I been up to? One of our big projects outside, a lot of it is done now, and that was to take down the fence that was around the east side of the property. That is the only side of our lot that was a little bit larger of a yard. And with that fence around it, it just made it look so much smaller. And yeah, plus it was a biatch to mow. Between around that and the swing set and whatnot. So yeah, finally got all the fence sections down because they're all bolted onto, you know, the posts. And Bob is not doing real well, so he had to take several breaks, but we eventually got them off. And then, of course, there was no way we were going to be able to get those posts out because every single one was concreted in. Yes, and not just with a little bit of concrete, no, with a lot of concrete. And yeah, there were, how many sections? 20 sections plus the gate, 22 posts. Yeah, there's no way we're digging those out because the posts were 8 feet tall. And the fence itself, the panels, were 6 feet high by 8 feet wide. So, you know, they buried 2 feet of each post in the ground so that there was 6 feet sticking up above the ground. And And yeah, that was all concreted in. Oh my gosh. Now, most of them were relatively loose in the ground except for two. Bob talked to a friend of his who has a tractor with a bucket on the front and a chain. And so he came over, looked at all the posts, and said, he went around and touched each one, shook them to see how tight they were in the ground. And yeah, most of them were relatively loose, except for two. So Bob had to dig down a good, probably a couple feet around, well, a good foot and a half maybe, around the base of those two to get them a little bit loose. Because what his friend did then is Bob would take the chain, wrap it around the base of each post, and then his friend would take the tractor and pull them out of the ground, along with the big hunk of concrete on the bottom. And yeah, even those two that Bob did dig out some, they were still buggers to get out. Oh my gosh. But they did it. And then we had him try to take out our clothesline poles because we have two metal poles. I don't use the clotheslines. And he tried and tried and tried to get one of the clothesline poles out. And that was a no-go. So we know that they're buried down pretty deep and probably have a lot of concrete on them too. So what we're going to do is just maybe dig down a couple feet and cut them off. Bury them back up again. Because, yeah, there's no way those are coming out. So, yeah, we'll do that and call her good. So that took a while. That was, a few days of work. And then I posted on Facebook Marketplace all the fence sections and the posts. Everything for $200. And if you know how much those fences cost new, that was a pretty good deal. I had so many messages. Oh my gosh. Wow. I bet you I had 25 messages asking about it. And of course, I have to go in the order of, the offers that came in. But I did have some that said, are they still available? I'll come pick them up tonight. I'll even give you $250. And it's like, oh, I wish we could take it, but we can't. First offer fell through. He wasn't able to come and get them. And another one, let's see, let's do these 15s. Another guy was so excited to come and get them. 15 is magenta, RP 198. RP 198. Okay, nope, that ain't it there. Was so excited to come and get them, and he really needed a fence. And so, okay, and we were making arrangements for him when he could come pick them up. He was trying to get a truck and some help getting them, and loading them up. And we were waiting to hear back from him. Now, that one fell through too because he found out that he would have to have his land surveyed to determine exactly where this fence could go. And I forgot how much he said that was going to cost him and blah, blah, blah. And so he opted not to get it. So then I went to the third person. Good thing I had so much interest in it. And yeah, third time's a charm. Is that what they say? And so, yeah, it worked out where the third guy came. The only problem was, and I had reported this, or I had put it in the ad, and I believe, maybe I'm mistaken, that it wasn't him that asked, and I sent pictures to, but he should have known that there was concrete at the bottom of each post. But when him and his wife came with a truck and a trailer, he seen them all stacked up. We had them stacked up on 2 piles near the road or street. He took one look at them. He's like, oh gosh. And his wife is like, yeah, I ain't lifting that. I mean, it would have been hard work for 2 big, strapping, strong guys to do that. And Bob can't do it right now, so what did he do? Took his chainsaw and cut off the ends of every single post. So yes, he took the fence sections, took the fence posts, left the concrete bottoms. Lovely. So yeah, got rid of everything except for the heaviest part. It's like, oh great, what are we going to do with that? Well, Bob got this brainy idea, as he does a lot of times, is he got his brother's truck and trailer, and he took the dolly and he rolled each one up on the dolly, took it up the ramp, pulled it up the ramp rather than pushing it up, because that would have been harder, and then just slid it off the dolly. And he said it worked really good. He did it so early in the morning, I wasn't even out of bed to help him. He is such a morning person, and I am not. So yeah, he said it worked really good. Took all of it out by his brother, who lives out in the country, and they have kind of this bank, and then there's just all kinds of rock and stuff down below. So then he backed up the trailer to where that is and just dumped them off. So they are now out there. R239 for red, number 7. So now everything is gone, and oh my gosh, does it look different. Wow. I can just imagine, because the people that own this house before us moved not far away. Kind of like Bob and I, we only moved on the other side of Main Street. Well, they only moved a few blocks to the west from here. So I can imagine if they have driven by the house, which I'm assuming they probably have, they're probably like, oh my God, they took down the fence that we worked so hard to get up. Because I can only imagine how much work that was to get that fence up. Oh, wow. And even though it was a bugger to get down, I'm sure it was much easier to take back down than it was to put that baby up. Yeah, that was a lot of work. I can imagine. And they had 5 kids and a dog, a bigger dog. So I can see why they wanted it. But it was nice when I babysat my grandkids, I will admit. But Bella, being as small as she is, that fence did not help whatsoever, because with our land being so hilly, there were big spaces under sections of the fence, and Bella would have gotten right under them, no problemo. So yeah, if I took her down with me, especially, when the kids are there and stuff, she wants to be outside with us. I had to tie her up, in the, well, I have a tie out where she can go pretty much 20 feet in any direction. So, but I would have to hook her up on that so she wouldn't run away. Because, yeah, she loves to do that. So, yes, that was one huge project. That took, oh, I don't know, probably with everything, probably took the majority of last week. Yeah, but it's done. It's done. Now we just have, let's see, what number am I going to do? 4. Now we just have to get some landscaping done. G55 green. Green. That was number 4. Yeah. Because where the fence was, there is now a hump on either side where, well, one kind of hump where the fence was. And yeah, it looks really stupid. Plus, that big hump, because I also, didn't say this, also gave away the swing set for free. And so there was a gal that came and got that. And the people, again, that had the house before us, they must have, because the land, I'm assuming, originally went like, you know, this. It's very steep on that side. Well, they must have leveled it out and then went down with a hill and then have it leveled at the bottom. And that's where the swing set was, because they wanted to have it on a flat surface, of course. So now, without the swing set there, it's this big hill, and then so we kind of want that leveled out a little bit. Nothing extravagant, because again, Bob's friend Larry, who does the landscaping, and he's the one who pulled out the posts and all of that, he said to fill everything in and level it out would take 2 semi-loads, dump truck loads of dirt. That would cost a small fortune. Well, I didn't expect to have everything leveled out, because, yeah, that would just, that would take a lot. So what he's going to do is kind of what I was thinking. Bring a rototiller and just rototill up where those humps are, kind of level it out as best you can, because we also have the holes, right, where the poles were, and also when we had the 3 pine trees cut down last summer, we have those holes that are kind of filled in, kind of not. So everything can get rototilled up, and then I'll have the fun of planting seed and spreading straw and trying to keep it all watered. Yes, but hopefully I'll have a lawn over there. I will have a lawn. Bob doesn't understand how important that is to me. I don't know why, but it is. I just always loved having a nice lawn. And then, you know, mowing it and stuff and keeping it looking nice. We'll do the number 2, GY 166, which is a very pale green. So, yeah, I am hoping that we can get that all done. And then the other huge project that we just started, and there's a 5 I missed, is getting up a new shed. If you're new to my channel, we had our shed on the west side of the house get blown down this past winter when we had this horrendous windstorm. I mean, we had like anywhere between 50 and 70 mile an hour winds. It was just, you swear to God, it was a tornado. It was horrible. That's the only 2s? Okay, let's do 17s. See how fast these pictures go? dark violet. Ooh, love this color. P82. So yeah, these go really fast. But yeah, we're trying to get some plans going in regard to this shed. And we don't want to put it over on that side where it was, even though that's the flattest part of the entire lot. The front yard is pretty flat too, but yeah, there's no way I'm having a shed on my front lawn. No way. So we want to put it on the east side next to the driveway or next to the garage. But again, that is such a steep hill right there that when you make the retaining wall and fill it with gravel, we're going to have to put a ton of gravel in there to make it even. Bob ain't real keen on that. And I'm like, well, I don't know what else we're going to do. And he keeps saying, well, let's just get rid of everything and we won't need a shed. Yeah, he's been saying, let's just, just get rid of everything for years. Because he kept saying that when we were at the other house, when I kept telling him, you better start going through stuff and packing up stuff. And I was telling him that for months before we were moving. Do you think he did it? No. What did he do? The weekend before we moved, went through and tossed everything in the boxes. Didn't look through them, nothing. So everything is now sitting here. And he has probably said the same thing here about, yep, just got to go through everything and toss. I'm like, yep. You know how many times you've said that? At least 25 times. No, I didn't say that. But yeah, and I know how overwhelming it can be. Because, oh my gosh, let me tell you, when I started going through my other house, and I had three, not piles, but three things. One was keep, donate, toss, right? When you're cleaning, that's your three categories. But, oh my gosh, to go through every single closet, every single room, the basement, oh, that alone was a nightmare. So yeah, it's very, very overwhelming. I had to make myself step back and just say, okay, today I'm going to do this closet. Not even the room, just this closet. Because otherwise it's like, where do you even begin? To get the upstairs done, it's like, okay, the basement, I'm just going to go through those boxes. That's, then if I have time to do more, I'll be able to move on to more. But yeah, otherwise you're to the point where I don't know where to begin, and so I'm not going to do it at all. And I can get like that with other cleaning projects. It's like I don't know where to begin. It's so overwhelming. So I'm not going to do it at all. You wonder if that's how some of hoarders, I mean, I know hoarders have a total different problem. And I by no means am saying Bob's a hoarder. No, I'm not. But I would think there too, there's so much stuff that would totally be overwhelming. Where would you start? And like I said, I do realize there are their own separate, conditions and circumstances to hoarding. 9 is orange. Why? 233. Why 233? Oh, that's the one that needs refilling. Let me see if I can find a different orange that'll do. I'm going to use this. Why are no, because that was dark. What is this one? It's pretty much the same color. Either that or I have cataracts in this same container. Let's see if I can find orange, and we'll just use that as a substitute. I want something different than the 6, so I want something lighter, because orange on here is not really orange. This is orange, number 9, I believe. No, number 6. Okay, I'm getting confused. 6 is dark orange, and yes, 9 is orange. So, 9 is really a yellow orange, where dark orange is more of an orange, and that's why I have that. So, we'll see if I can find a yellow orange. This is kind of a real dark yellow, but I think I'm going to use it. So, I'm going to use this Cali Art, this brush tip Cali Art. And we'll substitute, because, yeah, that one I have to refill, and I'm hoping, because I did purchase some of the Art and Fly refills. Not sure if I have that one. I didn't look yet. But if not, I'm sure I can find a Copic refill that will be close enough. Now, this is more like a golden yellow rather than that, but it's only a pattern. It's only, you know, this type of picture, so it's not that important that it matches exactly, right? This looks pretty too. All right, where was I? So yeah, we're still debating about the shed. We have the 8x10 framework yet, the base from the other shed, the wooden, you know, base. So we want to go with an 8x10 again. We really don't need anything bigger than that. I mean, that's a relatively small shed, but for us, it would be plenty. So we can use that for the base. We just have to get some treated plywood to put on the bottom. They did not have treated plywood in the bottom when they made it, and yeah, the floor was all rotting out, and yeah, not good. So, and then we were going to have a stick built, you know, build it ourselves. Yeah, look at me, like I'm going to be building it too. They will be building it because my daughter's fiance is going to help Bob. But Bob said that's going to just get way too expensive. You know, by the time you know, get siding and shingles and everything. So now he wants to just get a pre-made metal shed that you just have to put up. And that's fine. You know, you just anchor it down. Of course, our other shed was anchored too, and that wind ripped it right out of the base, out of the ground. But now, this other shed, if we put it alongside the garage, it won't get hit with the wind, and the garage will protect it, so it won't be near as bad over there. So I really don't know what's happening. Bob can't make up his mind. And I don't want to push it too much because he has just been having some really miserable days. Today was especially hard, and so he's getting cranky, and I can't blame him. You know, I just kind of sympathize with him. And yesterday was his birthday, and it didn't start out too good for him. He was just coughing and coughing and coughing. He did have his first appointment for his speech therapy to strengthen his vocal cords, and it went okay. But try this exercise. I tried it, and it is not as easy as it sounds. Okay, you ready? Bite your tongue. No, not too hard. Don't draw blood. Close your mouth. Ready? and swallow. It's not that easy to do, is it? So when I did it, I'm like, wow, yeah, that sounds simple, but it's actually kind of hard to do. So he's been doing that, like, she said at least, do it like at least 2-3 times a day. Well, he's been doing it 5 or more. Well, it hasn't been helping whatsoever. Nothing. And so she did tell him to get this. It's a thickening agent. They had it at Walgreens, and it comes in a big container. And you just put that into any liquid that you're going to drink, because, yeah, whenever Bob drinks anything, it goes into his lungs rather than into his stomach. Even when he just takes little sips, some of it, does not go down into the stomach. So he aspirates and coughs and coughs and coughs. And they discovered, I think they're half guessing myself, but that's neither here nor there. They say that his vocal cords are weak. And anatomy lesson, your vocal cords normally are open until you swallow, and then the vocal cords close so that whatever you're eating or drinking goes down into the stomach and not into your trachea, down into your lungs. I didn't know that. How neat, huh? Well, with Bob's being weak, the vocal cords don't close when he swallows. But then, I have to question, well, why is food going down? Well, I suppose, it's not liquid. It doesn't get into as easily, anyhow, into, the lungs because it's thicker. But, yeah, anytime he drinks anything. So he's been putting this thickening agent in. And I don't think he's putting enough in. I think he needs it thicker than what he's making it. But sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Just like before, sometimes he could drink stuff, other times he couldn't, the exact same stuff. So it's just not consistent. Oh, and he's getting so frustrated. Boy, I can't blame him. Oh my gosh. Sometimes he'll have this coughing spasm that just lasts for, like 15, 20 minutes. And he just, coughs up all this stuff, and it's, kind of gross to listen to, but, what are you gonna do? Like I said, I feel so bad for him, but, yeah, so, yeah, that's kind of the status on him. Still not doing too well. And he just gets so tuckered out and winded so easy, so, yeah, it's real hard for him to get anything done. So, yeah, this summer is, we're going to be lucky to get a whole lot more done. I don't know. Heather's fiance is probably going to have to do a lot of the shed if we even manage to get it up this year. I don't know. Which I really hope so, because everything that was in that shed is down on the lawn with a big tarp over it. Lawn's completely dead under where that tarp is. Makes me mad. But what else? We had nowhere else to go with it. And, it can't really stay down there all winter. Can't put it in the garage again because you don't want Bob having to park outside in winter. So it's got to go somewhere. So I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. So the other thing that I've been busy doing this past week is appointments. Appointments, appointments, appointments. Let's see. On Tuesday, I had my 2 MRIs for my shaking. Now today I'm not actually too bad. Some days I am horrible. So she wanted to just, make sure everything was okay in the brain. So I had a brain scan and a cervical scan of my neck. And so, yeah, I had those done on Tuesday. And, yeah, those took a while because, you had to get the IV because each one was with contrast. And thank heavens they managed to schedule one right after the other. And so they could just keep me on the table, do one, finish that off. I didn't even have to get up or anything, and then they went right on to the next one. So they finished the brain scan and then went right ahead and did the cervical scan. So yeah, that was on Tuesday. So then I had an appointment with her on Wednesday. And so she had just barely had a chance to look at the results of the MRIs. Before I left the hospital from having my MRIs, I asked the guys that were doing the MRIs, I go, so did you find a brain in there? He goes, oh yeah, we found one. It was the biggest brain we've ever seen. I go, oh, thanks. Oh boy. So yeah, my doctor said everything looked, pretty normal on the brain. I did have some white matter, which is not good. You don't want a lot of white matter on your brain. That just means those, that part of your brain is essentially dying or dead. But I just had some white, like pinpricks, which is normal with age. So she said that was, not alarming at all. Pretty normal. And really nothing else, really stood out. And then she looked at the cervical scan, and there were some abnormalities there. I have some narrowing that goes along the spinal cord, so it was kind of in one area in particular, it's pinching, really narrowing and kind of pinching the spinal cord. I said, well, how come I don't have a lot of neck pain? I mean, at times I do. It gets really stiff and painful, but not always. And she says, yeah, as long as you're not having a lot of neck pain. She was going to have me go for physical therapy, and I'm like, oh no, I hate physical therapy. Yuck. I said, oh, but I'm not having that much pain. I don't want to go to physical therapy. And so, yeah, she says, well, she was thinking then of like a steroid injection to try to get the inflammation down. And so she wanted to go talk to another neurologist in the office. So sat there twiddling my thumbs for a while. And she comes back in and she said the other neurologist didn't think that it really had anything to do with my symptoms, and that he didn't think it would really help anything. So didn't do that, because she said, we definitely wanted to try the injection before, even thinking of surgery or anything. I go, oh yeah, we'll definitely think about the injection first. No surgery for this gal. Okay. Wow. That went fast, huh? So, yeah. Then, so that was Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, I guess I have to back up a little bit. Our eye doctor, and I think I mentioned this a while ago. I'm going to take a sip. Sorry for the slurping noise. 18 is indigo blue. PP70. Now, I really didn't have a good dark blue, so I went with this one. This is the darkest blue in the Art and Fly, so we're going with it. Bob and I have been trying to get in for an eye checkup. We both needed new glasses. My far-sightedness has gotten so much worse, I can tell. But yet, my close-up vision, I really don't need reading glasses. I haven't had my reading glasses on at all the entire day. And when I finally did get in to see the doctor, yeah, my close-up vision is 20/20. That's awesome. But she said it's kind of normal when your distance vision is going that bad, that fast, your close-up vision starts getting much better. Like, interesting. I think I'd rather have my distance vision back and have to wear my readers, though, because it's a pain in the butt to get into the car and have to put these glasses on every time. And I do have the clips for sunglasses to make them sunglasses. Well, depending if it's sunny or not, you got to put on or take off those things. I mean, it's just a whole mess. Don't like it. And now it's getting to the point where they're getting so bad, I'm having a hard time seeing TV. And like I've said in the past, our living room is small, and yeah, the TV's not that far away. So, yeah, I mean, they always ask me if you can see that big E, and it's like, what big E? What chart? Oh my gosh. So, she determined, because we had finally gotten into the eye doctor for our checkups. And here, she was gone because she had a stroke. It was a little mini stroke, but she still was paralyzed on one side and had to go through physical therapy. And I was amazed. She was just out for like a month and a half, maybe a little over, and had gotten back to normal within an amazing short period of time. I'm like, wow. Anyhow, Bob and I went in last Saturday for our eye appointments, and I have had cataracts for a while now, and they've slowly been getting worse. Well, now they're to the point, and even now I can see it's cloudy. And she said, yeah, even with the correction, she can't get me back to 20/20. Even though when I read close up, I can pretty much see that. But distance vision, she can't correct it to the point where I would have real good vision. And that's due to the cataracts. So she referred me down to the Eye Clinic of Wisconsin, which is our specialist building. And Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is when I went for that. For the initial consultation. Here we got our 6 again, our dark orange YR23. And yeah, both eyes have to have cataract surgery. I didn't know that. I mean, my mom had cataracts, removed both of her eyes. I think my dad did too. It's a relatively common operation, procedure. But I thought they just removed the cataracts and that was it. No, they actually removed the lens of your eyes that the cataracts are formed on, and they put a new artificial lens on. I didn't know that. That makes it sound even yuckier. So now I'm a little more in this. This is number 8, dark red R3. R3. So, yeah, the thing about having the cataract surgery is good and bad. My distance vision will be much, much better. Probably will not need distance glasses anymore, but no guarantees. However, my close-up vision will kind of go back to where it was, so I again will need readers. You know what? That's fine with me. I would much rather have my distance vision and use readers for close-up like it was before. Not have to have glasses for driving. That's just a pain. You know, not being able to see in the distance when you're, you know, looking at things. I don't know, I can't think of an example, but like if I'm looking across the street for something or somebody down the street, you know, I can't see that clearly. So, yeah, it's kind of a pain because I don't wear my glasses all the time. I mainly only wear them when I'm driving. So, yeah, that's going to be really different. Unfortunately, they are booked out till my first cataract surgery is not scheduled until August 18th, 3 days before my birthday. Happy birthday to me. 4 green. I missed a couple. 55. So, yeah. So that's what's going on with me. All those flipping appointments. 5 was the dark green. And what was that? BG. I like to keep the markers out because I know I invariably miss some. But yet it's such a pain in the butt to put them all away at the end. BG52. Where are you? Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Well, I can't see it. It's got to be a dark green, right? Yeah. BG52. Oh my gosh. I guess I'm just going to have to leave it. Because there's the browns. Why am I not seeing it? Oh my gosh. Number 5. BG52. Okay. Sorry, guys. Yeah. I must still be blind. I'm just going to grab a dark green from the Galliards. And I'm going to put it in here. Ooh, that is a dark green. But it's pretty. Good enough. Yeah, where there's a will, there's a way. All right, then a couple of 2s I missed. GY 166. Ah, found that one. Wonder if I put that dark green in the wrong spot. Holy cow, we got her done. Get her done. Yeah, I wonder if I put that other one in the... That's bugging me now. I'll find it later. Let's see. Is there anything else I wanted to talk about? Not really. Oh my God. Yes, there is. The most important thing. We're going to start on this one. Oh my heavens. I cannot believe I did not start out my color and chat with this. Oh, holy Hannah. Okay, let's get out something that I'm going to be coloring with for a while, so I won't be changing colors much. I see a lot of 6s, 7s, 8s, and 9s. So let's just pick one. Let's do number 6s because they're right up here at the top. Dark orange, YR23. Okay. Again, can't believe I didn't start off with this. I told you my son and his wife We're expecting, right? So I'm a new grandma. And not this past Wednesday, last Thursday is when she had the baby. And he was 8 pounds, 8 ounces, but he was 2 weeks early. So can you imagine if he stayed in there till he was supposed to be done cooking, what he would have weighed? He would have been like his dad, because my son was 10 pounds when he was born. So he was 20.5 inches long. And what did they name him? Because, you know, my son and his wife would not let us know the name. They did go ahead and tell us the sex of the baby, so we all knew it was going to be a boy. But because they told us that, they would not tell us the name. And I knew that they would pick kind of a, I don't want to say an off-the-wall name, but not an ordinary name. Let's put it that way. And they named him Vincent Gordon. Now, Vincent is not part of the family or anything. They just liked it. However, Gordon was my father-in-law when I was married, or it is my son's grandpa. Or was, because unfortunately he has passed away. So that's where Gordon comes from. Now it's kind of ironic because my son's middle name is from my ex-husband's, or my son's dad, his grandpa. His grandpa's name was Charlie. So my son's middle name is Charles. So it kind of is going into the next generation of, you know, naming your child after the middle name after your grandpa's name. So I thought that was kind of neat. It's a nice tribute to his grandpa, I think. It's kind of neat when, you know, you name your children after somebody from the family, or use a middle name or something like that from the family. Like, for instance, my younger sister, she was wanting a daughter so bad. She had 3 boys. She's like, let's try one more time. Well, she named her Lucy, which was my mom's name. And I just thought it was so cool. Lucy Ann, because her husband's mom is Ann. So her daughter got both grandma's names. So, and I love how that sounds together. Isn't that neat? Lucy Ann. So yeah, that's the other big news. Like I said, I can't believe I didn't start it off with that. I guess I just kind of got into talking about the fact that I haven't been uploading. Like, that's as important as a baby. So we have not seen little Vincent yet. My son lives in Green Bay, which is about an hour and a half away. And I knew that her parents were going to want to get over to see the baby. And her parents recently got divorced. I think it was a couple years ago, but they still do not get along. So they had to make sure that they planned it where her mom would come on one day and the dad would come on a different day. So we didn't want to, you know, have to worry about running into their schedules and whatnot. So we were going to go this weekend. But my son has a month off. He is off until the beginning of July sometime. And there was so much going on this weekend, and I knew I wanted to record. Well, Bob is retired now, so you know, we have the week to be able to go over there too. So we are leaving early tomorrow morning. We're going to take the trip over to Green Bay and see the baby. I'll have to take some pictures. Yeah. So I'm excited. Go see my newest grandchild. He was supposed to have a girl because I have 6, now 7 grandsons and 1 granddaughter. Well, 2 of them are like step grandsons. I don't know if they technically count, but I count them. So yeah, a lot of grandsons, 1 granddaughter. But I'm assuming I'll have more grandchildren coming because this is my son's first child. And even though his wife is an only child, she probably knows that, no, I don't want to have an only child. I had some friends growing up that were only children. Is that how you would say that? And they hated it. I think I would hate it too. I grew up in a rather large family. There were 6 of us. And even though we squabbled like crazy, you know, it was the day before the internet and computers, and we lived out in the country, so you couldn't go to friends' houses, you know, down the street or anything. So we had no option but to play with each other. Ew, right? Kids nowadays would be like, no, that's like punishment. You know, when they don't clean their room or something. Clean your room or you're going to have to play with your sister. Yes, that's your punishment. But yeah, we had no option. If you wanted to play with somebody, you played with your siblings. So yeah, I couldn't imagine being an only child. And I know Leah didn't. My shouldn't have said her name. Although I've said my other children's names anyhow. So my daughter-in-law, she did not like being an only child. So I suspect they are going to have another child. And then my youngest, who got married during COVID, at a very small impromptu wedding. Because they were just sick and tired of waiting. They were engaged for 2 years, and yeah, they just didn't want to wait anymore. And my daughter loves kids. She's always loved kids. And they've been married for, you know, a couple of years now, so no, year and a half or something. So I suspect she will be having a baby pretty soon too. So maybe I'll get another granddaughter. No rush, though. Definitely no rush. You know, they haven't been married that long. Now, my son, he and his wife were married, oh my gosh, for how long? And they adopted a kitty cat first. I think that was their trial run to see how they do as parents. And they must have done okay and passed the test. So, yeah. Then they said, okay, I guess we can now have a child. A human child. All right. So, yes, that was the big announcement that I forgot. Bad grandma. Bad grandma. Oh. All right. And was there anything else? Well, we always have the weather to talk about. The heat waves. Oh, yeah. Now this past week, the beginning of the week was really hot. Last week, oh my goodness sakes, we had mid 90s with heat indexes in the triple digits, which for us is very rare. I can't say that it never happens because it does. But it is pretty rare for us here in Wisconsin to get to triple digits. And it's been a while since we got that hot. But it is par for the course, right? It is hot everywhere. Now, it has cooled down quite a bit here. Today is particularly chilly. We're only in the 70s, which to me is cold. And, oh, speaking of the guy who comes and does the landscaping, he is just at the door now. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to pause because Bella's under my chair, under my desk, and she has now heard that. And yeah, just a minute. Okay, where was I? The landscaper came with a dump load of black dirt. Yay! Had to dump it on the lawn in the corner up here, though. So, yeah, we have a whole dump load of black dirt on the lawn. But that is going to be nice to fill in the holes from the posts. We're afraid somebody's going to fall in one. Because, like I said, they're like 2 feet deep. Some of them are relatively narrow, but some of them are quite big, depending on how much concrete they had at the base of the post. So that's exciting. Now we have some really nice black dirt. I guess it's like compost. So that should be really nice for growing grass in. And yeah, so that's nice. So yeah, it was only a second for you, but I was outside for a while with Bella, who is still barking up a storm. But yeah, and it's chilly out there. I have a summer shirt on. I had a sweatshirt on, a zip-up sweatshirt on. I took that off to do videos today. And yeah, it's windy out, and ooh, it's chilly. I bet you can hear Bella in the background, can't you? He must still be around. I don't know how much he's going to charge for that stuff, but yeah, I guess he just happened to have some and dropped it off. So that's nice. I hope he can come over shortly and rototill that up, because he kind of left it as he'll come over and do it when he has time. And he is one busy guy. So it's like, oh Lord, heaven only knows when that's going to happen then. But yeah, if he brought that dirt over. So might be another busy week coming up. I am, however, going to, like I said, try to have videos up for you guys this week. I recorded a number of them today, and I'm going to possibly try to get a few recorded tomorrow afternoon after we get back from seeing the baby tomorrow morning. So we're leaving nice and bright and early so we can get over there early, spend some time, a few hours with them, and then come back and maybe catch some lunch on the way back. Because we don't want to leave Bella alone for too long. She does not like being alone. She is very high anxiety type dog and has separation anxiety. So she does not eat or drink or anything while we're gone. I don't suspect, because shortly after we get home, then she eats and she'll drink a ton of water. So yeah, I suspect she does not eat or drink anything while we're gone. She probably lays on the back of the couch, looking sad out the window, waiting for Mom and Dad to get back home. She's like, I can't believe you guys left me again. Especially when we're both gone. It's It's bad enough when I'm gone. She's used to Bob being gone. But she is a mama baby, so when I'm gone, oh yeah, she just goes berserk when I come back. All I have to do is go and leave, get groceries. I can be gone for 10 minutes and she goes berserk when I get back. So, yeah, weather-wise, has it been hot by you guys? I know even with us cooling down up here in the north, it's still hot down in Texas and states down there, because I seen on the weather, you guys down there are still near 100 or in the 100s. It's just crazy hot this summer everywhere. And we had some bad weather the week before last. We had tornadoes around. We didn't get any right here, but we did have a tornado not too far north of us. Thank heavens they weren't real strong tornadoes that hit in a number of places in Wisconsin. A couple of them were EF zeros, and a couple were EF ones. So there was some damage, of course, but nothing too bad. A lot of people without electricity for a while, but we didn't even lose electricity. And we are getting very, very dry. We have not had rain for over a week now. So the lawns are getting kind of dry. Usually that doesn't happen till later August. But yeah, the lawns are starting to get a little crunchy. So I won't be mowing as much because now this past week it really has not grown much. Usually I've been mowing at least once a week, and it's pretty long by then. But yeah, this past week it did not grow much at all, so I don't think I'll be having to mow. At least not in the beginning of the week, which is when I normally mow. So we'll see. We'll see what it's like by the end of the week. We were supposed to get some rain. When was it? I think Friday night into Saturday morning. Yesterday we got a couple sprinkles. Yeah, got the ground a little wet, and the driveway was wet for maybe a half an hour. So yeah, it is really dry around here. I sure hope we get some rain this week. Can't remember if we have any predicted. Later in the week we're supposed to warm up some, thank heavens. Because yeah, I don't like the 60-degree crap. Well, 70 I should say. And with that wind, oh my heavens, it was cold out there when I was just out there now with Bella. Oh, chilly, chilly. I don't like 70s. Right, we will finish these 6s over here, and then I'm going to let you guys go. So I can get this edited. Color and chats typically take a lot longer to edit and upload because they are longer videos. I will be having a couple of swatching videos for you this week. Kind of different kind of products. Not pencils or markers. I do have a set of markers to still swatch, so I want to, like I said, I have a few videos to record yet. And yeah, I'll see if I get them done tomorrow afternoon. If not, I'll do them on Tuesday. I have another diamond painting video I have to record. Also, from something that was sent to me. And a few more flip-throughs. Which, It's books that I bought, so it's not something I have to do. So those may wait until this weekend when I normally, or next weekend I should say, when I normally record. I've been trying to record on Fridays too, so that I'm not spending all day Sunday recording along with Saturday. I just can't get my butt in gear. This whole week I've been telling myself, okay, you have some downtime. Why don't you go in there and record some of your videos? And I don't know. I just didn't feel like it. I've kind of been in a slump. Part of me, I think, is just having a little bit of recording burnout. So yeah, I don't know. Couldn't get in here to record. But you know, it's funny, once I do start recording, I don't have a problem. It's just getting in here and starting, I guess. Like, you know, this color and chat. I typically don't like to record after supper. I don't know why. It's just a thing with me. And I don't like recording in the morning. So it's usually afternoon time that I record. And, but didn't have time to record this color and chat this afternoon because I was recording everything else. And then I had to make supper. So, no, have to record this color and chat because I didn't give you one last weekend, which I feel bad about. I am sorry. Just, yeah, a lot of things happening. Now we'll see what happens this week, like I said, with getting that dirt. And I don't want Bob to have to do it all. I'm hoping Larry will come back and do some of it, and I can shovel some of it too. We have, it's not a wheelbarrow, but it's like a black cart that can tip too. So I think we can put some of the dirt in there and get it over to some of the other holes. And then, you know, Bob went and bought a couple shovels yesterday because surprisingly he didn't have two types of shovels that he wanted. He had some shovels, but so, and boy, those things are expensive. Holy cow, they were like $30 a piece for a shovel. Like, wow. Is it gold-plated or what? So, yeah, I think we'll be filling some holes this week. All right. I don't see any other 6s. I'm sure I missed some because I always do. But I think I'm going to leave it there. I may have forgotten something, but if I did, I'll cover it maybe in next week's color and chat. So, like I said, you can see these do not take long to finish. Isn't that pretty? I love it. And this one's going to be gorgeous. I cannot wait to see what this one's going to look like finished. So I will hopefully have this completed for my end of the month videos, showing what I all colored this month. Boy, end of June's coming up in a hurry, isn't it? Wow. Unreal. July 1st is next week. So, all right. So again, this is from Papilion, Circulism Art Books. I'll leave links to both versions of this book because this is the deluxe paper, which is what I always get, but they do have the standard paper, which is Amazon's regular paper. But the alcohol marker ink spread so much on that. And when you have these teeny circles close to each other, yeah, I don't like that. So I always get the deluxe version, but I'll leave links down below in the description to both versions. And I will leave, like I said, a link to the video swatching out the Art and Fly. In the description of that video are links to these Art and Fly markers. So in case you're interested in those. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed our color and chat, getting together and finally talking. Let me know what you guys have been doing. Have you been coloring, diamond painting, other crafting, whatever? Let me know in the comments below. I love reading your comments, and yes, I am going to be catching up on comments. I have gotten so far behind again. Par for the course. I am known for that, aren't I? But I'm going to work on that too. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help the channel. Subscribe if you're new to my channel. I hope everybody has had a fantastic weekend. And as always, happy coloring. Bye, guys.